and welcome to another video from Mummy and Mini Me. As you've probably guessed from the title of this video, it is a trip announcement, but as I don't normally do these, it isn't because we've booked a big trip to Florida or anywhere. It is just Disneyland Paris again, but because I normally plan so far ahead, so at the minute we've just renewed our annual passes and I have the next year like mapped out because I'm a planner. And also the hotel prices do go up, so I think it's always good if you know what you want to do to get something at least penciled in. But this one is a little bit more, I wouldn't say spontaneous because there's still a few weeks to go, but it's kind of added in and I haven't said much about it, mainly because I had to send my passport off and I didn't know how long that was going to take, but it came back the other day. It took 3 weeks, but obviously that's not to say that anyone else's might only take 3 weeks. Yours could take longer, so just be aware of that. But mine took 3 weeks and it's back now. So now I know I'm definitely going on this trip that I've just recently booked a couple of weeks ago. So I thought I'd do a little trip announcement. You might have noticed as well, normally on this channel, if you've watched us before, you know that I'm not normally sat here by myself. Normally have Ava with me, so if you haven't watched this channel before and it's the first video you're seeing, I'm only one half of Mummy and Mini Me. Normally I have Ava, my daughter, who is 8 years old, with me, and we have been vlogging our Disney trip since February, so there's now 3 series on our channel, so go and check them out if you haven't already. But well, we're nearly finished the August videos, so we're part way through those, but yeah, we decided to start filming our videos together. And so the reason why I thought I'd film this without her today is because she's not actually coming on this trip. Now she knows about it, she's totally fine with it, she doesn't mind at all. I went on the Disney cruise last year with my mum without Ava. I'm a single parent, so sometimes it is nice just to have a little break on my own. I'm not going on completely on my own, I'm going with a friend, but yeah, it is nice sometimes just to do something. And she's going to be in school for a couple of days that I'm there as well, so and it's not actually long after that trip until she's going to be back again. So yeah, she says to me she doesn't mind as long as I bring her something back, so I will. But yeah, so I'm going with a friend. This friend loves Disney and she has been to Disneyland Paris, but she hasn't been for 15 years. So yeah, I think she's been trying to go. She was trying to book to go this year and it just hasn't really happened. So I said to her, did you want to go? Because I was kind of thinking of having this little extra trip anyway. And yeah, so we've ended up booking it. So I'll just tell you like a few of our little plans and where we're staying and things. We have booked to stay on site at the Santa Fe Hotel. Me and Ava have stayed there before. We stayed there on our first trip, so again I don't kind of feel bad for that because she's done it. The reason we did book on site is one, I think my friend was quite keen to stay on site. I mean, who wouldn't want to? Me and Ava just don't, because it's too expensive and it's much cheaper for us when we don't need the tickets to stay off site. But so because I'm an annual pass holder, one reason I have to reserve my days. So I can reserve 3 days at a time. So, and that would have been fine at the time of booking. At those dates that I want were available to book. But I already had my 3 days booked for mine and Ava's next trip for New Year. And those days, I've got them booked, but they're already now fully booked for annual pass holders. There's a high chance that they will become available again because there is a bit of time, but I just felt it was very risky in not having it, in cancelling those days, and then the possibility of not being able to book them again, and then Ava's got a reservation and I haven't. Sorry. So Also, with the trip that me and Ava are going on next in New Year, that trip was cancelled last year because of COVID, and France stopped us from going in to the country, so we couldn't do it, and we're doing it this year. So that one, again, that's why I sent my passport off really early, because it was more important that it was back for that trip. So that trip, I didn't obviously want to ruin it. But yeah, so I just was a bit worried about cancelling those days. By staying on site, I don't need to reserve any days, so I'll be covered for the days that we're there. And then also, my friend isn't an annual pass holder, so I would have booked her the privilege tickets, which we did with my mum and dad, and that was fine. Again, you book them online, but you pay for them on the day every day. Now, when we went with my mum and dad, we had 3 whole days in the park. The park's opened till 11 o'clock at night. And then, so we weren't in too much of a rush to get in, so we didn't mind that we had to queue to get them. So you queue up every day and pay for them. On this trip, we're going for 2 nights and 3 days, but we're travelling on the first day and the last day. So we're only going to have, it's going to be about 2.5 days. So we kind of really want to maximise our time, and didn't really want to be having to queue to do that every day as well. So yeah, we just thought this was the easiest way, especially when we're not going to be there for too long. Because I haven't got a child, because me and Ava do struggle to do extra magic time. We can do it with our annual passes, but it is a struggle because I don't like to wake her up if she's had a late night and she's still sleeping. I don't really want to wake her up just to get in early. We did manage to get in for 9 o'clock last time on one day, so that was pretty good, but we've never made the start of it. I think I could do it though, because, you know, I can go with not much sleep. So I think as adults, we'll be able to get in early, stay to the end and just push ourselves. Whereas when you're there with a child, you kind of have to be a little bit careful not to burn yourselves out. So yeah, and also when we stay off site, by the time you've got up and ready and had breakfast and then got the bus in, it is hard to get there for that time. So yeah, I think we are going to maximise that time. So it'll just be nice not to have to queue and get those tickets. What I have done is I have booked on the Disneyland Paris website for 1 adult, so I've booked for my friend, and then when we check in, I will say, can you add me onto the booking, as I don't need the ticket. So you can do that as long as there is space in the room. This room has 2 double beds, so there's plenty of space for me. And then all I have to pay at check-in is the city tax, which is a few euros for 2 nights per night per person. It's already covered with my friend with the booking, that's all paid on there, so it's just mine. So yeah, it'll just be a few euros for that. We've obviously worked out, we've kind of worked out how much we thought the tickets would be, or how much we would spend on tickets if we'd paid for privilege tickets. So my friend paid for that, and then the rest of what was left of the hotel we split in half, because it was tricky to figure out how to work out the cost, but that's how we've done it. Yeah, so that'll be good. We haven't got like any meal plans or anything. As an annual pass holder, I'm not even obviously on the booking yet, so I wouldn't be able to book it. We haven't got breakfast or anything included. I think the plan is for the first morning we're going to eat in the hotel breakfast, and then the second morning I think we're going to try Annette's Diner. Yeah, for something different, and that's quite reasonable. It's 15 euros at Annette's Diner, plus I get my discount, 15% discount off that, so that'll be reasonable. You get a good plate of food. It doesn't open till 9:30, so we'll perhaps try and go in for extra magic time and then come back out and have breakfast and then go back in. The day we arrive is the last day of Halloween, so that day is going to be focused on Halloween. So just getting as much done as we can, perhaps not worry about any rides, just going around looking at all the Halloween stuff. Yeah, and hopefully we'll be there in time for one of the parades. I think we should be there on that day. I'm hoping we'll be in the park by about 2. We don't know the opening times yet, what time it's going to close yet. I'm going to guess probably 10 because it's a Sunday. So hopefully we'll still get quite a few hours on that first day. We are travelling by Eurostar again. We was going to do flying, but the flights just shot up in price when we were going to book. So then I looked at Eurostar. Yeah, so we booked Eurostar because it was slightly more than the flights, but it actually worked out cheaper overall once you took into account transfers and everything. So we have the first train of the day, 8 o'clock in the morning from London. It goes to Paris, Gare du Nord. It was far too expensive to go direct, so yeah, we're going to Paris again. And as it's quite early, I will do exactly what I did last time. I'm going to drive to the Underground station and park my car there, and then get the Underground into London. And then we will get the RER train again from Paris straight to Disney this time. Obviously, as we're staying there, when we get there, we will need to go to the hotel because we'll obviously need to sort me added onto the booking and get our magic passes. So when we get off at the station, we will go get on the bus, I think, to Santa Fe, just because we'll have luggage. And then, yeah, get on the bus to the hotel. Hopefully that doesn't take too long, and then we can get into the parks as soon as possible. Also, I think I'm not too fussed about how much luggage I take or bring back. With flying, obviously, you're limited. On Eurostar, not so much, but my friend obviously hasn't been for 15 years, so she might want to bring back quite a lot. So I think it probably is better that we're now doing it that way. But yes, that's our travel plans and our hotel. I'm hoping that it's still on, but on the second night there should be a show on called Magic Over Disney, and from the advert it looks like it's going to be in the studios, and I think that's the first night. I think it's on a couple of times in November and then a few times in January. I'm guessing it's probably maybe to try and get people to come at times when it would normally be a bit quieter, because like I say, when we arrive, it's the last day of Halloween, so then that week it will then be changing to Christmas. They have 5 days to turn it around for Christmas, so I'm not expecting it to be really quiet because it's just been busy all the time at the minute. But I would have thought people would either go Halloween or Christmas, so it might be slightly quieter on that Monday and Tuesday that we're there. But maybe they're doing this show on those certain dates just to try and bring in some more guests on the days when perhaps people wouldn't normally go. So yeah, that will be exciting to go and watch as well, and the first showing of it. And dinner reservations, we just have one reservation, and I have booked Walt's restaurant. I'm very excited about that because when I've looked at the menu on the kids menu, there is not anything that Ava would eat, which is why I haven't been before with her. So because I'm going with a friend, I've booked it for us, and she's very excited. She likes to look at the menu. I think the rest of the time though it will just be quick service. And yeah, so maybe see a few shows, and just go with the flow really. Rides wise, I would like to say that I want to try some rides that Ava won't normally do, but I do get quite nervous about rides that I've not been on before. But then I might go on it and love it. But obviously, I don't think my friend would go on them because she's not a massive ride person. I'm definitely going to try and go on Big Thunder Mountain because Ava was not feeling that last time. So we haven't been on that now the last 2 times that we've been, and it's my favourite ride. So I'm going to go on that at some point, definitely, probably on my own. But if I'm feeling brave, I might go on some other rides, especially if it is a bit quieter. But I don't know, like I say, if you feel a bit nervous about going on a ride and then you're doing it on your own, I'll probably end up just saying, oh no, I'm fine. Because I did say I would do this when we went with my mum and dad, but I didn't. Although it was quite busy then. Maybe if there's not much of a queue, I will, but I'm kind of better off if someone says to me, come on, you're going on it. And obviously if it's just left up to me and I'm a bit nervous, I might just chicken out, but we'll see. Perhaps I should try and aim to do one new ride rather than lots of them and give myself that little goal and then we'll see. But yeah, and also for YouTube, I did say to Ava, shall I still film it? And she said no. That was the only thing she didn't seem to want me to do. But what I thought about doing, rather than just doing daily vlogs like me and Ava usually do, I thought this time round I might film the travel, a little bit of Eurostar maybe, but film us going from Paris, Gare du Nord, to Marne-les-Vals at Disney. Because then if anyone else wants to do it or is going to do it and they want a bit of advice, you know, and know exactly what to do, then that video would be there for you to watch. Obviously next year in June they are going to stop the direct train to Disney anyway, so it might mean that quite a lot of people are going to do this trip. It is really straightforward, but obviously sometimes it's a bit nerve-wracking when you haven't done it before, so it's quite nice if you just see it all mapped out for you. So what I might do is film some bits and then do a talk over video as well. I'll show you like how to get the tickets, what way to go to get on the RER that way and things like that. I just think it might be a bit easier for me to do when I haven't got to worry about Ava. I won't have as much luggage to worry about either. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do like one vlog dedicated to the travelling. I then think I'm going to do a Santa Fe vlog, and then I'm hoping to do a Halloween vlog as well. Hopefully I get enough footage for that. Obviously it depends maybe what time we get in and if we manage to see everything. Me and Ava did do Halloween last year, so again I don't feel too bad going without her. And although it was COVID restrictions last year, from what I've seen, it doesn't look like it's going to be massively different. There's a parade that we actually did see last year. We met the villains. They were just social distanced. So yeah, I think that's about it. All the decorations will obviously be the same. But yeah, I'll try and get a bit of that for you. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else that you would like me to film or include in those videos. I did think as well, let me know if this is any interest to you, but I don't normally film trip announcements because, like I say, I plan so far ahead it seems a bit odd filming a trip announcement when I've had it planned for ages, and I'm usually doing countdowns on Instagram anyway. It was just because I hadn't mentioned this one at all. But maybe me and Ava could do a video about our next trips that we've got coming up, because the next one after this, where me and Ava go back for New Year, is quite exciting. And then yeah, we've got a few trips planned for next year. So let us know if that is of any interest for you, and we will get that filmed and let you know when we're hoping to go. Obviously nothing is ever a guarantee. But yeah, I think that is it. Any questions, let me know. Follow us over on Instagram because I'm always sharing our pictures from our trips, and I'll share on stories when I'm there as well. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Please do like this video if you've enjoyed it, and if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe if you would like to, and I will see you soon. Bye.